morning. It's Thursday, April 18th. And every morning when I wake up and I start looking for something to talk about, I always hope to find something pleasant. But on most mornings I don't. And this particular morning I find another act of stupidity that is going on in this country. And this particular act of stupidity is something that just goes against my grain. I'm talking about the banning of books for young children's reading. I'm in favor of allowing children and adults to read anything. How can you broaden and understand life if you don't recognize the fact that many people in this country, in this world, are different from you? People believe in different methodologies to survive. And so, why should we, any one of us, decide that that particular lifestyle is unacceptable in general? You may not agree with it. You don't want to live that lifestyle. You don't want to understand anything about it. You don't want your children exposed to it or your grandchildren exposed to it. But it exists. And the mere fact that it exists, and the mere fact that the people who represent those different qualities are equal in the eyes of the government of the United States, equal to everybody else, why should they be discriminated against? Because we don't want to let our young hear about these particular things. It could affect them horrendously. That is not true. That is absolutely not true. Life is a series of lessons. Life is meeting people who are different from you. Life is understanding why they're different and what's good about that difference and what's possibly bad about that difference. How can we expect the next generation to improve our society if we don't allow them to be exposed to all of the different qualities that humans represent? So when I came upon this article this morning, it really disturbed me. And it's an article that deals with a rural county in Texas. I'm not sure that it's large or small, this county, but it's a county in Texas. It can't be very big because it only has 3 libraries. In case you're interested in checking this county out, the name of this county is Llano, Texas. That's Llano. Now, this county was ordered to return banned books to its public library shelves. And it is now considering, this is amazing, it's now considering shutting down all of its libraries in order to avoid having to put 12 books back on the shelves. Now, is that not a form of insanity? You are going to stop people in your county from having access to material that can improve their lives because you were ordered to put back on the shelves 12 books that you disagree with. And who are you to disagree with the contents of those 12 books? Don't you think that should be in the hands of the general public? If they don't want to read it, they won't read it. But it's your job. As educators, we must view libraries as a place for education. And so it's your job as educators to allow people to expand on their experience by reading books. Many people who live in a certain place don't get out into the world much. So are you going to restrict their ability to learn about things that are not in your current venue? I say no. I say everybody is entitled to read whatever they choose to read, and then they have to make their own decisions. And if you don't like the experiences that they may encounter, then the way to handle that is to sit down and discuss the issues with people, not to ban them, not to take the reality of life away from people. That is not the educational system that any country should want. So this small county in Texas is doing something that is horrendous. But they are alone. Book banning has taken on a place in our society. There are more than several ongoing fights across the country to protect books from being removed from the shelves by people who don't have the brains to understand the effects of not exposing the population to things that are occurring naturally in this country. These are not evil things that are occurring in this country that they want banned. These are things that are happening to normal, healthy human beings. And many may not consider them normal, healthy human beings because they don't agree with the lifestyle that is represented by these people. But that's tough. That's just too bad. It's too bad if you don't agree with that. Because there are many things that go on in this country that all of us don't agree with. But are we taking actions like this? Are these people criminals? No, they are human beings who don't see things the way you do. And to take action against them like they want to do in Texas is horrendous when you consider that these same people that want to ban books are fighting to protect their guns. Right? They think nothing about banning books, but banning guns is beyond their ken. If we had the appropriate mentality in this country, we would be great again. But we are sliding quickly downhill. And restricting the reading materials to our young is not the way to improve the educational system. It's not the way to improve the life of people in this country. We can take action against a lot of things that are much more dangerous than a book on a shelf in a library. And we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of books. We're talking about 12 books in this particular case. But in our school systems, they are fighting now. They want to take books off the shelves in the K to 12 schools, and in universities, and in other public libraries. That is not the way to continue to be a great country. And I think that we have slipped from the ranks of great countries because of a lot of other things. But book banning on top of our other evil deeds is like putting another nail in the coffin, so to speak. So think about that. A small county is planning possibly to close their libraries because they have been ordered to put some books back on the shelf. Terrible situation. I'll see you in the morning. Bye.